Right now, several church groups in Santa Monica, California are in federal court after the city announced it was canceling a nearly 60-year-old holiday tradition. For all those decades, life-sized nativity scenes entertained residents at a public park overlooking the ocean during the Christmas season. That was until last year, when several atheist groups filed petitions to set up their own displays. They actually got them, like this one, showing a picture of Jesus, the devil, and Santa Claus, and asking, "What myths do you see?" The atheist groups wound up securing 18 of the 21 available display spots, and because of the uproar it all caused, Santa Monica is canceling the nativity displays altogether. Let's get a fair and balanced debate underway. Tammy Bruce is a radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor. Robert Boston, senior policy analyst at Americans United for Separation of Church and State. Tammy, you don't have a problem with public displays, even on public land, of the nativity scene.
No, I don't identify as a Christian, but I do believe in God, and I've always found it rather ironic that the atheist identity actually relies on Christianity, right? And look, if this is an issue about what is displayed on public land, wherever there's a void on public land, where there is no Christian symbol at all, really highlights the atheist point of view. So I think I would perhaps agree with this dynamic, that wherever there is no sign of anything at all on public land, perhaps we need to make sure that some Christianity is seen there, considering that would only make it fair and balanced. I find that the whole argument here really is about narcissistic self-obsession, and that there's a lot of minorities. I'm one of them in this country, and not everything has to be about us, does it?
Robert, we have been celebrating Christmas in this country since, well, before we were a country. Why do some atheists have the right to squelch the holiday fun that everybody else has been having for years?
Free speech means free speech. If there's a public space that's open up to different messages, whether they be Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, or whatever, it would also include the right of non-religious groups to use that space for their signs and their symbols. To me, it just seems like the more speech, the better. I don't know why the Christian groups are being so intolerant in this case that they can't accept the fact that there might be an atheistic sign a few feet away. They could still put their nativity scene up if they would just accept the fact that other groups will be using that space as well.
Apparently, one of the ideas they're thinking about, Tammy, is to require that, and I guess the judge will decide this, they are in court today, to require that these booths be attended. So you can't just set it up and walk away. You have to have somebody there pretty much 24/7. Is that a potential acceptable alternative?
Well, look, I think that there's obviously 95% of people in America celebrate Christmas, regardless of their religious ideology. And I think Americans are serious about this. I hope the people of Santa Monica, that have a history of wanting people to be able to live the lives that they see that suits them best, applies that. I think we have no problem with rules. I don't think that Christians would have problems doing that. But I do think that there has got to be some recognition of, if the antithesis of the Christian message of atheism, which is nothing, then what's the problem? Every other space reflects the atheistic, nihilistic message. I think it's threatening to that identity, but I think that as a society we're healthier than that, and I like the fact that this is going to court so it can be cleared up.
Yeah, Robert, why not, if you're going to allow the churches to set up this long-established nativity scene setup that they've been doing for 60 years, maybe you stick the atheists, you give them another corner of the park and say, hey, you can have that over there. What's wrong with that?
Well, in this case in Santa Monica, they had a lottery, and they were allowing all different groups to apply for spots to put up with the sign. As it turned out, the atheists simply worked harder and put in more applications and won most of the slots.
Well, because for years the 21 slots had apparently gone to different, 21 different church organizations. The atheists came in and overwhelmed them, and they won.
Other groups are asking for their right to speak too. I don't think that that's such a huge deal.
And it has nothing to do with the right to speak.
There are plenty of churches in this community that would be happy and probably do display nativity scenes on private property. Why is there this insistence that we must merge religion and state to celebrate holidays? The government is a poor vehicle for celebrating any religion. That's best done on private property, on private entities.
This ends up being about bullies. It ends up being about being intolerant to the nature of what is tradition in this country that has made this nation possible. This is nothing about free speech or anything else. It's about imposing a dynamic that you want to feel as though you belong in a society where you are a minority. And ultimately, it's about trying to change the face of the majority to meet you because you can't adapt. I think
well,
that
I fail to
this
see why
nation is
an
tolerant,
atheist group asking
and
for the
this is
same
about
rights
a
as the Christian
bully
group is being
dynamic.
bullies.
Well,
They're not being bullies. They're asking for the same rights that Christian groups had for 50 or 60 years.
Your goal is to push them out, and it's
Tell the
self-obsession.
Christian groups to get a little more aggressive, put in more applications, and then they can put their symbols up as well. It's an open process.
You need to get over yourself.
It
Not
treats
everything
everybody
is
fairly.
about you, and not everything is going to be about you.
All right.
Well, it isn't going to be about the dominant religion either. It's going to be about free speech for everybody.
Yeah.
Freedom for everybody.
Which is brought to you by Christianity, by the way.
We're going to leave the discussion there. The judge is hearing this case today. We'll see if she comes to some kind of accommodation that makes both sides happy, but I don't know. Doesn't look good right now. Thank you both.
Thank you, John.